Zaven, Cliff said you seem a lot more comfortable in making faster decisions, more than you were last training camp. Is it just time or more reps?
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with more reps. So going through a whole year and not just learning Mike, it's kind of like learning. I learned multiple positions at the end of last year, and then also OTA's minicamp. So being able to know those other positions, it kind of accommodates what you do now. So yeah, making faster decisions is one of the things that I've kind of picked up on, and it's grown through the progression of time. So it's I think playing multiple positions last year's helped me with that.
When we talked to you about this subject, about you learning the linebacker role and whether you're going to be able to take this step, like how are you on that? Like, do you get tired of when you come in here knowing that these are going to be the kind of questions, or do you understand it, or like how do you kind of interpret all that?
It comes with the territory. So yeah, I mean, it's just the linebacker role is a lot different than a lot of people thinking it's different within each scheme. This scheme is very important because the linebacker most of the time makes the calls and sees, and a lot of the time it has to do with what the people in the front and behind are doing, because we're in the middle. So we're the connection between everyone throughout the whole defense. So everything goes through us. So when it comes from VJ to us to them, back out, that's a lot of communication. And that was probably the most troubling thing I had last year, is that, and then being able to just process information quickly. So that's like, when I answered his question, that's a big step I've made this year so far, and I just want to continue to build on that. But yeah,
was it frustrating last year? Did you beat yourself up mentally a little bit, because you're a smart guy and you played football a long time, and like you said, the front, the back, and everything just wasn't clicking right away. I mean, did you ever get frustrated?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it wasn't clicking right away. I would say I was doing, good, decent, up until I had like a minor shoulder deal. I started to fall off, I would say, for myself about then. I don't know what week that was, but I live by like a little theory: don't let the ink get in your eyes, good or bad. So just stay the course. Yeah, it beats you up sometimes, but every day's a new day. The sun will rise tomorrow. So that was kind of my day by day, take it day by day, and we're here now. So
how do you see it with the arrival of Nick Vigil and how much he's been able to help? And are there similarities or a lot of differences between him and Jordan Hicks?
Yeah, so Jordan and Nick are different. So the system that Nick came from and what we run is similar in ways, but different. Basically, different concepts behind it, or same concepts, different philosophies. So their way of thinking is a little different, but they're both good players. Yeah, Jordan, I like Jordan a lot because he taught me how to break down film, how to see certain progressions, see this, that throughout the game. Know what to do on D&D, this situation. That's what Jordan was good at, and that's what he had taught me.
Jalen told us he's one of many players practicing having that mic in his helmet. Are you still getting practice calling plays?
Yeah, so multiple people have the mic, but we make all the calls. So as far as like what the call comes in, and then certain things have to be made after that. I do that right now, which, I mean, I'm in and out of there, so a lot of people do it. I'd say there's about 6 different guys that do it right now, depending on who's in.
When it comes to watching the game film and breaking down things, what kind of things have you noticed you're starting to pick up, like a way a guy lands his feet or does something with his hands? Is there any tells?
Oh yeah, there's tells all over the field. Veterans hide it. Veterans will, if he's blocking down, he'll look out. If a tight end's slashing through, he'll wide a little. It's alignment. It's everyone aligns to do their job. So if once you're able to process your information about what the play is and what you're supposed to do, and then you pick up on keys like that, that's like the big step of becoming an elite football player.
Zach Ertz was saying also that sometimes guys spend too much time on film and then overthink it and then start anticipating and
start guessing. Yeah.
Start guessing. So have you found a line here yet there for you?
No, I do guess some. Everyone's going to guess every once in a while. Yeah, so it's like you don't want to overguess for sure, but do it at the right time. You don't want to do it every play. But we have certain things we have to do, certain rules, and just follow those rules. And 99% of the time, you'll get your job done doing that. The big hints are just, tight ends and tackles. Those are the ones that are going to tell you.
Are you where you expected to be at this point, or are you further ahead? How were you thought you would be right now?
We'll find out week 1. But I feel like I'm doing good. But I just keep pushing, keep going. You know what I mean? You say you're doing good, you let off the gas. You say you're doing bad, you'll hammer down, might get hurt, do something crazy. Just get better every day.
Is that hard not to push on the gas or not take your foot off the gas a little bit?
Yeah. So, I mean, just you never want to slow down. You never want to do any of that. But it's just as far as being like a smart practice player has a lot to with guys being healthy all the time, guys doing this, that, so that's a big thing that I'm trying to learn as become NFL later on in my NFL career.
What was it like getting the pads on today?
It was good. Guys were definitely a little chippier today because, you throw pads on the first time, you start getting moved around, bumped around a little bit different. So guys start to, lose their patience a little bit quicker. That's what happened today between a couple guys. But it was good today. It was a good padded practice today.
You mentioned how we'll see week 1 with where you are. I'm curious, are you anxious to get to games that count so everybody can kind of see the progress you've made, or letting it kind of play out in camp?
I'm not anxious, I would say. I mean, I'm ready to play, but I'm also ready to, get through camp and correct all the mistakes that are going on right now or will go on, and be ready, polished to go into week 1, see what's wrong with that, and then fix those going into week 2, and then watch game plan to game plan change. So that's what I'm excited for. That aspect, but right now I'm really focused on, don't make the same mistake twice. If I make a mistake over here, whatever that may be, fix it the next day, make a new mistake.
A lot of people link you and Isaiah together just because you were first-round draft picks, both on defense and everything like that. Do you feel like it's kind of you and Isaiah are sort of the next generation of this defense, or do you feel it's two different players, two different things, it's not really related?
I think it's people relate us because we're just tall and we're kind of same build. Isaiah's really fast. He's really good. He has really good hips. He can move very well in open coverage or in man coverage. And I would say I'm good in the box and covering on tight ends and backs. So me and Zay maybe being together, I don't know about what the future holds. I know they have a lot of special things for him. Move him all around, me all around, all in different places, and that keeps a lot of, what the hell's going on type of deal. So that's what we do.
Is fighting, when it happens in a practice, do you think it helps at all, or is it more of
It's not fighting. It's just two guys. You got pads on from here up. What are you gonna do? I mean, that's what it feels like when you hit someone. You're not gonna. So just guys grabbing each other. Most of the time, it's just guys grabbing and holding on to each other and just, I'll beat you up. No, I'll beat you up. So it's like that's basically what it is. So it's a waste of time. That's why guys really get angry about it, because you don't really get much accomplished. It's just a big huddle of guys grabbing onto each other. So
like a baseball brawl.
yeah, I mean, yeah, the huddle right there at the end is no different than the huddle before game. Guys just grabbing onto each other. The aggression's just towards the other team before game.
You ever heard anything funny in one of those scrums? Just like, what are we doing here?
Well, I'll see guys will play all the time, and that's most of the time what happens. Like guys go in there just to joke around with the other ones. So it's like someone will actually hit you, and you're like, what is going on? And it's just someone's sitting there smiling at you. So it's just basically what happens. But no, we got to cut that out. We lost a lot of reps at the end there. We had like they said at the end of the practice there, guys are trying to make the team, guys are wanting to put, film up, and we're losing reps. And those are precious reps that we got to have right now, because we're limited to time, because there's only so many padded practices, so many days we can have camp, next week or whatever it is. We go to our first preseason game, and then ball's rolling. We'll be in Tennessee soon. So, and stuff's going to happen there. I mean, it's two NFL teams practicing each other in fall camp, third week. So we gotta cut that out, honestly.
Zaven, Vance told us on Saturday that the defense is in, like he said, in terms of installation, everything's in. Now it's just kind of going back through everything. Is it a lot to take in here in training camp right away?
No, they compartmentalize the defense pretty well right now. They're not going to put, however many installs we have all at once in. It's just too much information to handle. So when they compartmentalize it, they do a pretty good job of it. Same thing within a game week. You're not going to take a whole 150 call playbook into a game. Yeah, it's just you'll have guys running around everywhere. So, but we do a good job. I think they do a good job of, letting us know, like, this is what we want to focus on. This is what we need to get done. This is going to happen, and we try and go out and execute. Any mistake we have, try and fix it the next day. Move on from it. Another install or another group of installs that we're doing. Today was a group of installs, so it was nice to see what we messed up since we haven't worked on this for a couple days, and then fix it tomorrow.
So Zaven, at this point, what would you say is your biggest challenge and or maybe what you need to prove to advance?
Just be I'd say, not, I would say I'd like to contribute a little more on the defensive side of the ball. I contributed in the beginning of the season last season, had that, like I was saying, injury fall off. That's how I see it. Contribute, do my job, get the ball back, score on defense, or get the ball back to Kyler. That's what I told Kyler the other day. He was like, "What's the goal this year?" And I said, "Get the ball back to you." That's what we got to do. Don't let them score. Get the ball back to you. Don't let them score. Get the ball back to you. Obviously we score on defense. That's a win-win situation. But score on defense, you're back out there again too. So get the oxygen tank. But that's what I see my job as. Go out there, do my job, execute my job, and get it done. And make plays. Make the plays that you're supposed to make. Don't try and do anything crazy. Do the things that I'm supposed to do and get it done.
Have you had a chance to talk to Kyler since he had to go home?
I talked to him the other day. I saw where he wasn't feeling well, and then he ended up testing positive for COVID. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. But I'm sure he's fine. He'll probably get an IV, hydrate, and then back on his feet, running around, making us run all over the place.